Welcome back to Gals Night. I'm Maggie Galelli.
And I'm Juliana Galelli.
And we're back again.
We're back again, guys. Woo-hoo.
We are doing the thing. Okay, so, you know I love the drinks.
It's Mag's turn every week.
Wait, I know.
I'm the worst.
It's
like, what are you going to drink?
It doesn't always, like, I'm not, like, fighting for this, but I made tea today, and I love tea. Do you like tea? I, like, texted Jewel. I was like, should I make tea? I was like, do you like tea?
Yeah,
I've never seen you drink tea.
Yes, love tea.
You do? Okay,
Love
what's
tea.
your favorite kind of tea?
I really like, this is like so super niche, but I like the medicine ball. No, it's called the honey citrus mint tea from Starbucks. That's my favorite tea in the whole wide world.
Never had it.
I knew it as the medicine ball, but I think it's like on their menu now as honey.
Ooh, I will have to give her a try.
But that's oddly specific. What's your favorite kind of tea?
I think I'm going good old green tea.
Green tea. Yeah.
I also like I have my little tea collection here. I like this one too. I forget what it is. Yeah, ginger and mint. That's good. That gives that kind of vibe that you were talking about. And then you can add lemon to it. And then I have some chai tea. I like chai too.
Mm-hmm.
But green tea is probably my favorite. Oh, chamomile's really good.
That's a good one.
So what you want, Joel?
I don't know.
You want green tea, chamomile, ginger, and mint. This is like supports digestion.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
You want to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'm going to do this one.
I'm going to do my green tea.
She going to do green tea?
Old trusty. Well, someone on TikTok was like, it's nature's Ozempic.
I did see that.
And I was like,
tea.
Give me.
Wait, is green tea nature's Ozempic?
No, because then me and Lauren my friend Lauren, we looked at each other and we were like, remember in high school when we would drink like 40 ounces of green tea and we were like really skinny? Like maybe we should do that again. But I don't know.
Let's test it out.
Or maybe we were just teenagers. I don't know. Okay, so I boiled the water in my trusty little, what do you call this?
Pot?
Electric tea kettle. Pot.
Teapot.
And then I like to use this if I'm making like more than one cup, or like I'm making it for me and a friend, or I'm making it for me and my husband. Then you just plop that tea bag right in there. Let her steep.
Let her steep. Let her cook.
Let her cook. Bob that baby up and down a few times. You guys know how to do it.
You ever made tea before?
Actually, fun fact about that mug is I was at John and Patty's, which is a local breakfast spot near me, and that mug, they served me a latte in that mug, and I looked over to my mom and I was like, I love this mug. It's so cute. And then somehow she found it online and like gave it to me for Christmas.
Aw, so cute.
She like
it is really cute.
Scoured the internet for that mug and found it. So it's a cute tea mug.
Is it a universal thing for everyone to have like 47 mugs in their
my
kitchen?
God, I have so many.
It's just like unreal. Like not one, not two.
I love mugs. No. Then got my honey from the farmer's market. This is my girl Jalma Farms. Mario always likes to say it's straight from the bee's behind, but he uses a different word. But I'm like, Mario, that's not how it works. He's like, oh, is that straight from the bee's behind? And I'm like, Mario, do you not, like, he thinks they're squeezing bees.
There's no way. Like, he knows. He's just being...
Wait, I don't know. Maybe he was trolling me, but I was like, Mar. And then he's like, what? That's not how it works? I'm
and
like,
that's how honey's made.
So now I think of it every time I'm like, Jalma Farms, straight from the bees behind. Okay, so I thought tea would go perfect with the vibes that we had going today because tea is a very calming drink. I'm going to, like, do this, maneuver this. Tea is a very calming drink, and I find it's the drink that I turn to when I'm feeling like sick, under the weather, in a funk, and I felt like Jewel agreed. And that's kind of what we're going to dive into a little bit today is what to do when you're in a funk, because like I feel like I've been feeling that on and off lately, like in a funky mood, and Jewel agreed, and we were like, let's talk about how we get out of a funk.
Absolutely.
And our favorite things to do, to help ourselves in that time period. So hold on, let's give her a taste. I'm wondering if you're going to like this tea.
So I had the ginger and mint, and you had green.
Yeah. Cheers.
Wait, that's so good.
I love tea. There's really nothing like it. Really does calm me.
I haven't had a cup of hot tea in a while because it may be like 100 degrees outside. But
That's true. Well, it always helps
that's so
me,
good.
With my cramps. Like I always have it on deck.
Yes.
Like tea. Do you ever? I don't know what your moms or your parents or whoever you lived with growing up would drill into your head, but like I carry so many things with me that my mom would do when we were little, like especially if we were sick. Now I feel like she would always have Gatorade, saltines, tea, what else? Cans of soup.
Pastina.
That is all like generic. Well, that's very like Italian. But my mom would always have random stuff too, like Italian ice. Like now every time I'm sick, I'm like, oh, I need to get Italian ice. Like it's not, or like I need Gatorade. Like Gatorade's not actually gonna.
Right. It's
It
crazy
just feels
how these
like
things,
like I'm like
popsicles and ice cream.
Yeah, whatever my mom had, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I have to get all that stuff. And like now
Right.
I'm like drilling it into my husband. If he doesn't feel good, I'm like, okay, we need. I came in with like 30 packs of Gatorade, and tea is one of those things. Like anytime I was feeling even like sad, it was like, well, let's make a cup of tea. Like that was like the,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the banana.
It's like the
Tea
banana.
is,
Emotional support tea.
yeah, tea
For
is the
sure.
drink version of that. It's like,
is.
okay, you and your boyfriend broke up. We'll make a cup of tea. Like that's gonna fix everything. Or like you had a rough day. We'll sit
We
down,
need to
make a cup of
unwind.
tea.
Yep.
That's just how I grew up, and especially like having cramps and stuff. It was always okay. Get in your comfy clothes, make a cup of tea, and just sit down, put on a show. That's what my mom would always say. So I feel like those are my moms in my head when I'm thinking about like getting out of a funk.
Absolutely. So
But I'm wondering, like, how do you feel when you're in a funk? Like, how do you know you're in one?
good. I'm low on energy. Nothing's really interesting to me. Don't really feel like getting up and going or doing. Kind of in a bad mood.
Yeah,
Maybe sad,
irritable.
maybe irritable. Yep.
Mhm. I feel the same way. I feel like you like nailed it. I feel like not wanting to do things, even things that I normally love. Like if that's not appealing to me, that's when I know, okay, I'm like not feeling me right now.
Yeah.
Like especially like if it's like you want to go to a spin class, you want to go shopping, you want to go for a walk, you want to hang out, you want to go out to dinner, and like if I'm just like not feeling it, I know that something's up. And like what do you think like triggers your funks the most?
I don't know. I used to think it was seasonal, but now that it's
Yeah.
summer and if you still can be in a funk. I'm
Yeah.
definitely more in a funk in winter and fall. And definitely the sunshine and the warm weather helps.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe like my cycle has something to do with it as well. I think it's just like
That is my
mine's more
biggest
health
trigger.
based for sure.
Yeah. And like I feel like you are the type of person that really like overworks yourself.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And yeah. Like you're
I can
teaching
do it too,
spin
totally.
and you're doing all these like you do 12-hour shifts. Like that's 3 days out of the week. But
So-
even so, then that's
Right.
probably enough to just drain you for those 4 days off. And
Sure.
on 2 of the 4 days off you're teaching spin.
Yes.
And then you have to find time to plan those playlists and
yes.
see everybody.
See everybody
Your
do
family,
everything.
your boyfriend, yeah.
This is like my therapy session.
It is.
It really
But
is.
no, it's true. And then that can definitely put you in a little like funk. And then like we said last week, I think this is such a like, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback about that. Like all my friends texted me and they were like, I loved it. Like
Aw,
like Lauren said she
yeah.
listened to it on the plane and she loved the advice. And like people were saying they loved the part about like putting yourself at the top of your list.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing to do when you're like a busy girl.
It is.
And then that'll put
it
you in a
is.
funk.
That will put you in a funk. So true.
Yeah. And mine is definitely cycle based too.
Yeah.
Definitely. I notice that my moods just change throughout the month. And when I really sat down and started to observe it, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Like it's always right
Yeah.
before it's about to come.
Yes.
Which was almost liberating in a sense because I was like, okay, it's not me. Like I'm not.
No, and it's completely
Yeah, like
normal.
out of
We
your
need
control.
Yes, we need to
Yeah.
normalize being in a funk and give yourself grace for it, because everyone goes through it. And I feel like you might not think so because social media and everything is kind of like a highlight reel. I heard that once and I really like that.
Social media is a trigger for me.
Yeah, that can be another one too. So whether it's work, school, social media, your cycle, stress, life, health issues, whatever it may be, just give yourself grace, because it's totally normal. And I know each and every one of us go through it, and it's okay. You need to come to terms with it.
Hearing that, because that was like what I needed to hear, because too, I feel like I always apologize for it. Like even like, I don't know what it was, like 2 weeks ago, I guess, I was in like a big funk like the whole week, and I felt like I was with you a lot, and I felt like I kept apologizing, like, sorry, like, or like I went to your spin class, I was like, I'm not like much energy, like I feel like I'm sorry, you know, like I felt like I just like have to apologize for just not being like, but it's okay, like you can.
all the time.
And then I like went home and I was like, I feel bad, like I just felt like I was like not a joy to be around, but like it's okay, like it does happen to the best of us.
It happens.
Yeah,
and I feel like chatting it out and like talking with a friend or like a family member always helps as well. So you can't keep it all in either. You can't pretend and act like everything's okay all the time, because it's not. And sometimes there's gonna be ups and there's gonna be downs throughout your entire life. So
I think it's important to talk about whatever it is that you're going through, because like everything's relative. I always used to like compare suffering. Like I always would want to shrink and be small, because I'm like, okay, well, what I'm going through is like, this is like nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like other people are going through so many different things. Like just keep this to yourself. This is not a big deal. Like you're feeling sad today. You're feeling tired. Or other things like, you know, you had something disappointing happened at work or something. And like, I'm like, these are just such little like mundane everyday things. Like it doesn't matter. But then it starts to weigh on you if you don't. Like you don't have to compare your suffering to other people just because they're going through something bigger that seems bigger to you. It's all relative. We're all going through something, no matter what the scale is. And I think it's important, no matter what it is. If you broke a nail and that's enough to like
send you over the edge,
seriously, then that's okay. Then let that out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to stop with all that. Like, I don't think it's healthy to like compare your suffering to somebody else.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. We're all going through different things. So,
or compare yourself. I found like as I'm getting older, I'm getting better about it. But like definitely when I was younger, like if you're younger listening to this, like in college and stuff, like social media was one of the biggest triggers for me. Like just seeing, like you said, a highlight reel of everyone else, and then you're like, okay, I don't look like that. My life doesn't look like that. You know, I don't know, like I'm not that pretty. I'm not that fun. I'm not that skinny. I'm not that this. I'm not that that. And it is so damaging. Like I had to delete it for a while too, because I felt like it gets unhealthy. But I saw something too, like somebody posted the other day, Ashton Earl, they were like talking about Ashton Earl, like Alex Earl's sister. And they were like, imagine being Ashton Earl right now, looking like that, dating John Summit, being on a boat in the Hamptons. And then somebody commented and they were like, okay, but Ashton's probably sitting there wanting to be Kylie Jenner, and Kylie Jenner's probably sitting there wanting to be Kim. And it's just going to go on and on and on. You know what I mean? And even like the Kardashians, if you look at them, they're always changing something about themselves.
Yeah.
They're always, you know, it's always going after more. Doesn't matter like what.
You're never going to
It's
have
never
enough. It's never going to be enough.
Never ever going to. Yeah. And even like hearing you say you go through funks and stuff, it's like, to me, I'm like, you are just so perfect. Like, you know what I mean? But Jewel will come to me sometimes with, you know, certain things are like insecure. I'm like, what? You know, and people view you differently than you might view yourself. And like everybody's going through something, no matter what you think.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely give yourself some grace with it, because it's normal.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through it, no matter what may be the cause. So we're going to help give some tips, some things that we like or may have heard or tried, and things that'll help you get out of your funk a little bit. And you know what? It's a slow process. It's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't like wake up one day and be like, you know what? Today's the day. Yeah, today's the day to start, but it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a couple things, you know, and we'll gradually get through it.
I think it's also like your homework right now. If you're in a funk or you're someone who goes through these phases of going in and out of funks like we are, I think you need to do what we just talked about, like recognize who you are when you're in a funk, like be able to recognize when you're in a funk and then what triggers that. Try to like eliminate the triggers and try to like, for me, when I started like realizing that I was in funks a lot, like I wrote down like all the things that made me feel good. So like when things are breaking down, here's like a list of things that I can come back to
Yes.
to that will make me feel good. Like even if you don't feel like doing them in the moment, like I know these things always make me feel good. You know, just kind of like push yourself to do one of these things if you can.
I like that.
So Jewel and I both have like a little list of like when things are breaking down, here's what we turn to.
Are you down bad crying at the gym?
Yeah, exactly. If you're down bad crying at the gym, then here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then like this is why I wanted to preface with that was because you have to do your own list. Like some of these things are super personal to me. Some of Jewel's things are super personal to her. And like you have your own things that are going to make you happy. And sometimes it's like a working list for me. If I'm in the moment and I'm having like really fun or like feel really good doing something, like I'll add it to the list. And like you'll be surprised what you come up with sometimes too. Like I don't know, it's just like the most simple things that you don't even realize when you're doing them. Like, dang, like this makes me feel really good. You know?
I like that.
Yeah. So what do you got, Jules?
Okay. One of my things, this is probably on your list, this is probably very, very generic, but movement of some sort.
Yep.
Obviously. It doesn't have to be a workout class. It can be a walk. It can be a run. It can be a bike ride. It can be a
little stretch.
some yoga, Pilates, whatever floats your boat. You're going to do something. And you know what? You're really, really not going to feel like doing it. That's going to probably be the last thing you want to do is get up and get moving. But I feel like scientifically, even like when your heart rate's up, the endorphins are up, you're releasing good hormones, good energy. So it can only benefit you.
And I like how you said that you're not going to feel like it because you aren't. Like you're in a funk right now. Like you're in a funk. You're not going to feel like doing anything but rotting on the couch probably. And I like wrote this little reminder to myself before my list, like some things that never ever fail me and I never regret doing it. Like a reminder to myself, you're not going to regret this. You're going to feel better after, even if it doesn't seem like it now. You're going to feel better. And I wrote take a walk. Like that never fails me.
Yeah. There you go.
Take a walk. You can even just be in nature. Like this is so like, all right, hippie mags unlocked again, but like just like even like without your AirPods, without any of that stuff, just like hear the wind, feel the ground, like seriously ground yourself. Yeah, like I know it sounds so hippie-ish, but it's so true about like just bringing yourself back. And like something that I read in a book, it's called A New Earth. It's like a really popular spiritual book, but it really always stuck with me after I read it. It's like it sounds so weird, but like all it is like I am. Like you are. There's nothing else. Like stop identifying yourself with like I am not a teacher. I teach sometimes. I am not an athlete. I work out sometimes. Like just stop identifying because then you're going to want to like reach to, you know, keep up with that identity. And like when you don't, you're going to feel like a failure, if that makes sense. Like, and then he says like, go take a walk and just realize like the trees, like they just are. Like everything just is. If that makes sense, it sounds
That's
so
interesting,
like they're so like be in the stillness, like what, like look around the trees, and just kind of observe that they are the way that they are, and then try to instill that in yourself. Like I
like
am.
that.
That's it. That's it. That's all you have to be. You are. So that's kind of what I try to do when I take a walk. Like just like notice the nature and like be outside.
I like that a lot.
It's really hippy dippy, but it helps me. Whatever floats your boat, you know, it might not work for you. What else you got? You want to take turns?
Yeah. I said change one thing about your routine. So it's good to have a routine, but also sometimes doing the same thing over and over again every single day can get daunting and maybe put you into a funk. Maybe you need to step outside the routine a little bit. Maybe you add a new step in your skincare. Maybe you toss something you've been doing for a little while to change it up. Maybe you try a new, I don't know, if you have something in your morning routine, you try adding something new into it. I don't know, just changing up the same routine can help, I feel like.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe do something that you normally wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. So
I also think
change something.
like finding the gratitude, like you said, like you do the same old things like every single day. But
Mhm.
I always try to remind myself like mundane is the biggest
good.
luxury in life. Like things could come crashing down at any minute. I know that's the anxiety in me talking, but
That's true.
it's also made me more grateful. Like having anxiety about bad things happening has made me more grateful for like this moment right here. Me and Jewel are just on the couch sipping tea. Everything's okay. All of our family's healthy. We're healthy. And like it's just another mundane, well, we could be healthier, but that's okay. But we're alive. We're breathing. Pulse check. You good?
She's there.
Okay, she's
Okay.
there. Okay, we're good. Her pulse is pulsing, so like mundane is good. Like sometimes like I get bored.
Yes,
Like I'm
that's
like,
so
oh,
good.
I'll look online. Like what the heck? Alex Earl is. I just said this to Jewel before it started. I'm like, I want to be her. She's literally like on a boat right now, like having the time of her life. But like, you don't always have to be doing something crazy, outlandish, fun. Mundane is great. It's fine by me. It could be a lot worse.
I like that. Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
but I like doing something different. Change up.
Yeah.
Change up something.
Change up something.
Have a cup of tea. See how you like
There
it.
you go. Change from
I like
coffee to tea
starting-
or something.
Yeah. Well,
For some.
yeah. I gotta have a morning cup. And I love how British people call this a cuppa. You ever hear that?
A cuppa.
They'd be like, "You want a cuppa?" Like, and they don't even say tea because it's
That's
just like
cute.
assumed.
Yeah. That's
like,
so cute.
Sit down, have a cuppa.
I like it.
So now I
I'm
think that
gonna
every
use
time
that
I'm like,
from
okay,
now
having
on.
my nightly cuppa.
Cuppa. Would you like a cuppa? I like
Um,
that.
Yeah. So for me, this is really like personal to me because I love baths. A bath has never failed me, not once. A hot bath, just feeling the warmth, like anything warm really puts me into a better mood. Like I have a heated blanket. Like sometimes when I'm like, okay, I just feel like, I guess sometimes you just need to feel, like you just need that like sensory. I don't know. I like love a hot bath or a warm blanket or a hot cup of tea, like something just comforting. And like maybe take a shower too, get ready for the day. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
get clean, make sure your space is clean. And yeah, all that. Like that was something that I had on there.
I like that.
You're not going to feel your best if you're not like
Yeah.
ready for the day, I guess.
Absolutely. I said plan out the week ahead. I know that's super basic.
I love this.
Plan your week, and then I have 3 things for you to schedule or block out.
Slay. Let's go.
1, I know you're not going to feel like doing it, but I want you to schedule something social, something with friends or family.
Love.
Get out and about and chatting. Schedule something social. Get distracted because that can help. Schedule something beauty related, whether it's nails,
I'm going to write this
a
down.
haircut, a blowout, something to treat yourself with, but something beauty related that's going to make you feel good. A pedicure, a manicure,
Would
a
that include
haircut.
like going and like to Island Gypsy and getting a new hat?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So random, but like I don't know, like you're just going shopping. I don't know why I said Island Gypsy and
whatever's
get a new
gonna
hat.
make you feel good.
Okay,
absolutely.
so like a treat.
A treat.
Okay, so we're going social, treat.
A treat. And then I just put like blocking out something for yourself, like maybe trying something new, maybe doing something old and reliable that you know and love, maybe shopping, maybe maybe going to get a fun drink. That always helps me. A fun little treat. My favorite
Okay,
meal.
so beauty is more like
Beauty is
like
more
your hair,
like,
your
yeah,
nails, something
a
to like
spray
make
tan.
you feel good.
Yeah,
Okay.
something
And then
something
a
like
treat.
that. But yeah,
Okay.
like what could be better? Like my favorite meal. I don't know. I'm big on food.
A little
so like,
SBT, social beauty treat.
there you go.
Love
like
it.
you'll have the best week ever. No, I don't know, but I think it'll definitely help. So yeah, that's my little week ahead planning out the week
It
ahead.
really is the little things, because I posted this on Instagram yesterday of like, I was like, how to have the best day ever. Because I went to a hot Pilates class, and then I just did all this by myself too. Like I took myself on like a whole little like date yesterday. And then I got like one of my favorite treats, like a smoothie that I like and a wrap that I like. And then I just like was outside all day. So like, yeah,
Nothing
I just
better.
felt like, yeah, and I woke up yesterday, really didn't feel like going. I was kind of in a funk, and yeah, just like the tried and true things, like get out, even if you don't feel like it, move your body, treat yourself to something, like you deserve it.
Perfect. Exactly.
This one is really important to me, and like I've been learning this a lot lately, just like observing within myself, is I literally just wrote accomplish something. So
that.
I'm the type of person that like throughout my whole life I've always felt like, okay, if I can't do it all right now, like it was a kind of like an all or nothing mentality, like with my room. Like I don't have time to clean my whole room right now. I'm just not going to do it at all. But really what I could have done is just clean one drawer. What I could have done is just make the bed. Doing it half-heartedly is better than not doing it at all, is really for me, because I get overwhelmed. I think that's another trait I feel when I'm in a funk. I get overwhelmed and then I don't do anything. Like I get overwhelmed by all the things that I have to do, that I do nothing. I shut down. So just accomplish something. Or like if I have to clean the whole house, I'm like, oh my God, I have to clean the whole house. But okay, today, just do the bathroom, like, or wipe the counters. And that's it. Today, I accomplished one thing. And it really does help you, like, just chip away at all that you have to do. And, like, I realized it, too, in spin. Like, every time I go to spin, I don't have to, like, be completely, like, exhausting myself. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I can also just show up and move my legs. Like, that's totally fine. Like, I do it half-heartedly is better. Doing it half-heartedly is better than doing it, not doing it at all. Oh, my God, I can't talk.
I like that.
Yeah. Like, do it in a funk, do it sad, do it overwhelmed, do it, like, you know, you see that all over online. Like, people say that, but it's so true. Just, you know, get up and do one thing. Doesn't matter what it is.
So good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's important to me. It's a good one.
Very true. Going along with that, I guess you could say, like, so you don't feel overwhelmed. You may have a million things to do or a million ideas of what to do. I want you to like write out a physical list. This always helps me. Maybe I'm more of like a visual person.
And then it feels so good when you like check it off.
We'll check. And it could be the littlest task too. Like make it little tasks so that you can feel accomplished and that you can check things off. Like don't make it, like you said, such a big task, like one drawer, whatever. Just the kitchen today, just the dishes, like whatever it may be. Like go run that errand that you've been having to run, or like vacuum.
Wait, that's so interesting you said that, because, okay, I sell things on Mercari, and like I have like a hard time just like doing tasks that like always need to be done like repeatedly, like cleaning or like shipping packages, because I'm always having packages to ship. And like you're right, like if you schedule it out, like I literally put on my calendar like Monday I'm gonna ship the packages, like, and then I check it off. So it is like sometimes those little tasks that are always lingering that you feel like they never get done, start to like organize them. And I also saw online that used to help me like when I was at work and stuff, but also don't feel like you need to like do all this. But if you feel like this would help you, she's split her to-do list into 4 quadrants, and it was like by like priority. So it was like must do, to do soon, I think. I wish I like had this in front of me. To do soon, like can do, and like thinking about, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It doesn't have to be those exact, like make it work for you, but like those were the ones I would do in school. Like, okay, must do today. Like this needs to get done today. This needs to get done like this week. This can be done if I have time when I'm finished. And then here are some things I'm thinking about in the near future. Yeah, and like start with that list, so like you can splatter all of the things swirling around in your brain onto the page, and then maybe take those little things and start to like schedule them out and see how they fit into your life. Because like for me, it was like the packages always fell in that last quadrant of like thinking about it, like it'll get done sometime. I never knew when to, because like it wasn't that important. Like I don't know, like, or like tasks that don't have a due date, like
right. It's like you keep pushing
dust
it off.
and vacuum.
Yeah,
that can be done whenever, really. And then you know, So that's a good tip, Jewel. I like that one.
Absolutely. Yes. And definitely scheduling it out and spacing it out too helps. You don't have to do all the things on your to-do list in one day. Like I feel like on my days off, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get everything done today or it's never going to get done. And then it leaves no time for me to actually enjoy the day or like time for me to do something. So like Maggie said, okay, Monday, I'm going to ship out my packages. And then Tuesday, I'll clean my room. And then
And like if
on
that's all you did on
Friday,
Monday, then that's all you did.
That's it. Yeah. You also don't have to jam pack your day with to-dos.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, so just pick one thing a day. Just pick one thing. That's that's my biggest tip, I think, for a funk ever. Just accomplish one thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then if you spent the rest of the day like in the bath, talking with a friend, rotting on the couch, like you accomplished one thing. Because I definitely think we shut down when we're in a funk. Like all those things are overwhelming us that we just end up doing nothing. So one thing a day.
One thing a day.
Chip away.
Chip away.
One thing a day. Chip away. I mean, that's so true, though.
It is true.
I have like all of these that I can just like probably like rapid fire, just like shout out. I feel like you have the same. You probably have like some of the same, like watching your favorite show, eating a yummy meal, calling a friend. And these are all generic ones, but I think they make like us all feel good. Journaling, being in nature, spending time with my family, playing with my nephews. Like I really find like I'm always really like I never my sister's gonna watch this and be like, what? But when she always asks me to like hang out with them, I'm like, oh no. We call them the Bobcats and they're like little boys and they're crazy. So sometimes you don't feel like having all that energy. But then every time I do, I'm like, I love them so much and they're little right now and like I'm so like I love this phase in life and like I love like playing with them and spending time with them. So like I'd never regret it. Like this is the list of things that like I never regret doing. Like just do it, you won't regret it. Blasting music, like that's so simple, but like I wrote that down like one day when I was like, oh my God, I feel so much happier. Like it just changes my mood when I play music. I love to sing, so it's personal to me. Playing guitar, I like to play guitar. Like what do you like to do? Do that.
Yeah, you need to recognize what you like to do. Maybe start with a list of things that make you happy and then be like, okay, let me do some of these things, even if I don't feel like it. But you know they bring you joy, so do it. I'm curious, though, like what are some – I'm not the best journaler, so what – is that a word? Journaler? Journalist?
It is now, babe.
Whatever it may be.
Journalist.
What would be like a prompt you would say to do, to write about?
Okay, for me,
to get you out.
Journaling, I love it, and I do it in a lot of different ways. Like, for instance, like some days, like some mornings, like this is mostly when I'm feeling like good, but I will write down like just gratitude. That's so plain and simple, but
so powerful.
It is, and like it's interesting to look back and see because like people will be like, oh, like that's boring. Like I think people think that's boring because it's not always. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have food. I don't write the same thing every day. I try to like switch it up and be like, oh, I'm grateful. Like, I don't know. It just depends on that day. Like today I'm just really grateful for like green tea and honey. Or today I'm really like something little that made me happy. And then I can go back and look. And that has actually helped me craft.
There you go.
Helped me craft my list. So like start writing things down when they make you happy. I will write like, oh my God, there's so many different things. Like I feel like I do a brain dump of just like what I'm feeling, things I'm struggling with, things I want to work on. Just like reflect on the day. Like sometimes I think that's a good place to start. Reflect on your day. Like maybe at the end of the day, think what went well today. Like what is one thing that I think I did well. One thing that, you know, like one interaction I had that like I really, you know, cherished or like, you know, something I was really grateful for today, like positive things about the day. And then things that maybe didn't go well and like why, you know, just basic reflection.
I like that.
But it is like, 'cause then you'll start to think, this is how I like start to learn things about myself. Like how I learned like, oh, I need to accomplish one thing. That really helps me. Like journaling really helps you learn about yourself. And it sounds so cliche. Like I'm not going to reflect on my day right now, but once you start writing, you'll see. what comes out of you and like what, and it feels good to like dump your thoughts, you know?
I like that.
So
Perfect.
a reflection, gratitude and reflection, I feel like are my main ways. Make a list of what makes you happy. You can make a list of things you like about yourself. You know, I think that's always good. Like, be nice to yourself. Yeah.
That. So good.
I don't know, though. I don't really do, like, prompts. But maybe I should look up some prompts. I'm sure there's so many out there.
Right.
Like, a lot of people do that. I normally just, like, at night, I'll just, like, reflect on the day. Like, what I did that day.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The peak
best-
and the
best-
valley. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
what was the peak of the day and what didn't go so well. You know.
There's no pressure to have the best day every day either. 'Cause
No.
you're not gonna. You're really not gonna.
No. And I think that's something that will put me in a funk is that I feel like, okay, I'm not doing everything perfectly, but I think you need to drop that mentality sometimes. Like, you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to have the perfect routine. Like, I know the trend going around like last year or the year before, like that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like we're having a that girl summer. And like, of course, I fell victim to it. Like, I love the aesthetic. Like, who doesn't love like everything being like so aesthetic and so perfect all the time? Like, all these creators were making these videos of like their perfect morning routine. I mean, like, we even make videos like that. And you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't always look like that.
Exactly.
I kind of
Exactly.
love the trend going on right now that's like brat summer.
Brat Summer.
Have you seen it
Yeah.
a lot? Like with Charlie XCX's new album or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of more gives like, sorry, someone's calling me, hot mess vibes. So like
Yeah.
instead of that girl, like it's a brat girl summer. I think I like the combination of the two.
I like that.
Yeah, like, you know, like I don't know. I don't even know what a brat summer is. It's like everything and nothing. It's like, I don't know, but I just see the vibe in my head. I see the vision board. Like some of it I don't like get down with. I don't really like go out a lot. Or like, you know, I don't know. But like I love the idea of like, oh, like I slept in my makeup last night. Like I didn't do my skincare routine. Like it's okay.
Right.
I woke up, I slammed an iced coffee and didn't eat breakfast. You know what I mean? Like just like,
yes.
or like I
That's
just
perfect.
literally
That's the
like
perfect way to put it.
slammed a bagel with cream cheese with all my friends. We woke up at 11 a.m. Like, you know what I mean? Just like not, you don't have to be perfect. And like sometimes that is so fun and like so beautiful. So I think a balance of both of them is so fun. I kind of love how people are hyping that lifestyle up right now. Like,
Yeah.
be a hot mess. Like, you didn't do your skincare last night. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a brat
Love that.
summer.
Brat Summer, baby.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, brat girl summer.
Brat Girl Summer, period. That's it.
That's what I'm living. I think that's what we're all living.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So, do you have anything that you didn't touch on yet?
Not really. I can rattle off a couple things, but basically we've already touched on pretty much all of them. Chatting with a friend, appreciating little joys, getting time in the sun, and getting ready. Getting ready really helps me, like, even when I don't feel like it, just, like, doing my hair, doing my makeup, putting on a cute outfit. That always helps. So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, another thing, too, in your journal is manifesting. Like, stop thinking about right now and, like, what's not going right. Like, start, like, I touched on this last week about how I used to just write about the life that I wanted as if I was living it right this very minute. I know this is, like, generic. It works. Like, I believe it. It's so magic. So just sit down and, like, start thinking about, like, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? Pretend you're that person and start journaling. Like, oh, I'm so happy that I'm in this beautiful house. I don't know. I don't know what you want. I have this job that I really wanted, and like I have, you know, or I have this car that I really wanted, or I have these kids that I really want. I don't know what you want, but yeah, like, and really like be specific. Like if it's a house, like be like, I love that I'm like living in this blue house on, and it has this many bedrooms, and it like smells like this, and it sounds like this, or I can hear the ocean from my house. I don't know. Like, it's just like when you get really specific with it, It's also just fun. Like, it's also just fun to put yourself there, and you start to get excited. Like, and I love, like, for me, getting myself out of a funk is engaging with, like, content on social media too that's uplifting, that makes me, like, want to go live my life. Like, not like people that just, like, not just sorry, my husband just walked by, but not just consuming stuff, just watching and watching and watching, but, like, things that make me excited. Like, oh my God, I want to go do that. Like, I want to, like, throw my phone across the room and I want to go live now. Yeah. So maybe also a good step would be to, like, clean out your social media. Like, is there any accounts that, like, trigger you or, like, don't make you feel good? Don't align with what you want, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, I always watch. She's a little controversial, but I love Olivia Jade. She's always the type that, like, I don't even get through her whole YouTube video before I'm, like, throwing my phone and, like, okay, I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to go cook. And I'm going to go, I don't know. Like, she's always doing, like, cute, wholesome things that make me want to go out and live my life. Yeah, I can't think of any other creators, like, off the top of my head, but I really try to, like, or, like, learn something. Like, they're like, creators who, like, cook or, like, have a skill that you can learn from, like, spinning videos. I'm always watching those.
Yes. Find your niche. Find something that's going to be insightful and
yeah,
beneficial
or, like,
to you.
Or just funny people, or people that, like, but, like, if they make you feel bad or, like, you're comparing yourself to them, like, maybe do, like, a little clean out. Try to, like, remove all the triggers. So I feel like maybe we can recap all the steps.
Yeah. Yes. First, recognize your funk.
Recognize your funk. So who are you when you're in the funk? Are you irritable? Are you anxious? Are you sad? Are you gloomy? Are you not wanting to do the things you normally want to do? Who are you in the funk? Recognize that. Label it. Stamp funk.
Stamp funk.
Okay, like when you're funked up. And then when you're funked up, what happens next? Oh, you need to, well, this is before the funk even happens. Right now, like, after you turn this off, you need to, like, sit down and think about what makes you happy. Like, have that list ready. So, like, first step 1 is, like, make a list of all the things that make you feel good. Step 2, realize when you're funked. And step 3, analyze yourself and, like, what triggered that funk. Like, what are your triggers?
Absolutely.
Step 4, bring back that list and just accomplish one thing on that list.
I like that.
That's our foolproof method for defunkifying.
Defunkifying, baby. You know what? We all been there. We all done that.
Been there, done that.
Whatever it me bay. Bye, bay.
Me bay.
That works for you. Identify it and go with it. And you might not figure it out right away. It might take a little bit. And you might have to trial and error some things too. And that's all a part of the process. So try it out. See what works best for you.
Make a cuppa. Like, really, though, if you were my child, like, if I had a child, I would definitely say the same thing to my mom. I would be like, make a cup of tea. A cuppa is what the girls are calling it these days. And put on your comfiest clothes, get your favorite meal, sit down and watch a show. And just, like, engage all your senses. Like, get cozy with a warm cup of tea, like a nice meal, watching the show, relax, and think about that list and, like, start thinking about, like, one thing you want to do on that list that's going to make you feel good. And, like, yeah, there's a lot of little simple things that we have access to that can make us feel good, even when we don't feel like doing them.
Exactly.
Period.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, y'all, happy Friday. Hope you're having a cuppa and listening.
Yes. And if you're finding yourself funked up, make a cuppa. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, babes, we're here. We're yapping all day at Gals Night.
Yes.
Have a Gals Night with us. We're here every Friday.
Every Friday. If there's anything you ever want to hear specifically, reach out. We are open to whatever questions, topics, advice.
At Gals Night Pod on Instagram. Shout out.
Yes.
You can message us and let us know what you want to hear.
Yes.
All right. Well,
So-
I think that's all we have.
Yes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
If you're in a
Stay out of
funk,
that funk.
yeah, stay out of that funk. And if you're in one, you
Don't
came
be
to the right
funky.
place. Don't be funky. It's going to be okay. Give yourself some grace and know that it's normal and everyone and anyone goes through it. So, this is more of a little serious episode, but we hope you enjoyed.
Cozy cup
know,
of tea.
We'll be back on
Little
it.
tea chat.
Little
tea party.
Tea party.
We did have a tea party with the gals.
So fun. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
All right.
Later,
Later, home
home
gals.
gals.